What do you do when your best shot goes bust? Hey, what's the word? Welcome to another episode of Sunday Sidecar, the series where we do some constant needling into last week's Tuesday Ukeday drop from yours truly, Uke Brute. This week's episode, Threads in Life's Tapestry. Now, this song is very recent, another 2024 song, probably one of the most recent songs on the playlist so far. I believe I wrote this over the course of the past month or so. So, awesome, good stuff. Threads in Life Tapestry. So, this song started off lyrically, it started off in the opposite direction. It starts off with that, what do you do when your best shot goes bust? And originally I had it as, what do you do when your best shot goes boom? So it goes boom instead of goes bust. And that was, initially my thinking was more along the lines of, when the dog catches a car. You're familiar with that phrase or whatever the idiom is, but it's essentially, when you work really hard towards something, you spend a lot of effort, time, and energy on a project or achieving a goal, and you finally get there and you don't know what to do with it. Either you don't know what to do with the object you were pursuing or the role you were pursuing or the person or whatever. And it's kind of where my head was at originally when I was thinking up the lyrics for this song, which just essentially sprouted out from that what do you do? Because they're just what do you do? That just, and that's so like that what do you do popped in my head. What do you do? And so that was kind of the driving force for it. But then that's that third line, and for you astute viewers out there, I'm sure you recognize that was actually a line I came up with during the Sunday Sidecar video for Lazy Bum Bastard. At one point I was just kind of referring to the narrator and the main character of that song, and I just said, it's not personal, and I was like, it's just poetry. And I remember even at the time I was like, oh, that's a good line, I need to use it. And for whatever reason it popped in my head here and it fit. It was like, it's not personal, it's just poetry. And from that poured out, that next line, just another thread in life's tapestry. But at that point, though, I was like, this song needs to change. I don't think it's going to that same kind of a dog catches a car theme. And I kind of flipped it around to bust. What happens when you work so hard at something and you put all your effort, energy, time, and it just goes bust. Nothing happens. It's kind of, I guess now that I think about it, there's that, I think it's Captain Picard, Star Trek, where he, says something along the lines of, you can do everything right and still fail. That's kind of what this is, I guess, barking up that same tree, kind of keep with mixing our metaphors here. And so that's where we kind of came out of this, and it's not as the same as like the theme from Big Red Button, which is more about trying to fix our mistakes, but then actually, not regretting those mistakes and using those as lessons. Whereas in this one, it's still more like, just doing everything that you can, do things right, do things correctly and as best you can, and there's nothing that comes out of there. There's no reward, there's no satisfaction, there's no anything, and that's kind of where this song is going, and it's more about using that I don't even say like failure, but you can use your failure, use your losses as the threads to weave out the story that's told in your tapestry. And in this, the tapestry that I have in mind is kind of like those medieval tapestries, which we get to at the bottom, kind of with that the bayou. This is not a reference to just like kind of like a Louisiana bayou. It's a reference to the Bayou Tapestry. For you, history buffs, your English language word nerds, and your trivia heads. You might be familiar with it. And it's like 250 feet long tapestry, and it's only like a little under 2 feet high. 250 feet, but it tells, the story of William the Conqueror and his Norman invasion of 1066. A very important date in the development of, English history and the history of the English language, which is why, a lot of word nerds are familiar with it. But it's, it tells that whole story. And that's kind of just playing around with that, even though I use swamped with losses, try to make you think I'm talking about the old Louisiana bayou, but no, it's, the bayou tapestry. And again, even though that's, a story of a victory, there's still losses that, built into it or predate it. Just in general, that's not the only tapestry out there. There are tons of them, but that's just, a very well-known, well-preserved one. And that's kind of what I'm going with this. It's, you just have to keep on trucking, keep on, leave your fingers blistering with constant needling. Just got to keep poking it, keep stitching it, keep crocheting and bewitching your story as you weave out your tapestry that tells your story. There's going to be down points, but you can't have those down points, or you can't have the good points without the down points. It's any story will tell you without a conflict and a darkest, deepest moment. There's no sunlight, there's no triumph. And that's, what this gets to. It's about being patient, and persistent and, persevering and, perspiration. Probably some other P words I can't think of, but, you get it. And that's kind of like what this song is all about. It's pretty basic with the most of my songs, musically, very basic. I did like how that refrain came out, poke it and stitch it, crochet, bewitch it, leave your fingers blistering with constant needling. And yeah, it's just kind of what it came out to. That's, hundreds of miles are far too so. Sure, that's an exaggeration, but again, 250 feet, that's long. It's more than two and a half stories almost. Side on its side. But yeah, that's and what this song gets to the heart of. I'm just looking at the lyrics. Yeah, it's yeah, that's Threads in Life's Tapestry. Nothing really too crazy going on with that. It's just a playful reminder that you keep on trucking and keep on get those fingers blistering. So that is Threads in Life's Tapestry. I hope you enjoyed, and thank you for tuning in. And as always, please check back soon from the ditty from Uke Brute.